was fitting for the topic, but people feel like because that wasn't her child, that it wasn't her place to say something. But I honestly feel like if all of you guys co-parent and take care of each other's children, and like she said, the little boy was crying so bad to her, I feel like if she has to deal with the little boy crying to her, then she should have the right to say something, especially if they are talking about a topic about trying to force your children to be a certain way or to not be gay by doing these certain things, like not letting them wear certain costumes or certain colors and stuff like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I watched that, and probably because of that clip, I did think Amina was dead wrong. It was just the way she blurted it out to me, and it just didn't try to make him pin like he was like homophobic or something like that. When
Mm-hmm.
where everybody could see that he's not really homophobic, and he never really got the chance to really explain because Bobby Lights got real sensitive and started blurting out, and that's what really caught my eyes. Is just like, why are you getting real? I understand that some people, a lot of men in the LGBT, they kind of like always had to hide who they was depending on what life he had to live through. But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
he could have at least gave Peter Guns the chance to explain himself or why he didn't want his son in that ladybug costume. And you could tell like it was some type of pain there for Bobby because the way him and Cass was going at it, he was thought it was between them, not really Peter Guns and all that stuff. But I kind of felt Peter Guns' anger too because it's just like he's like he's always been for the LGBT. He's just like he's always said that. It's just like the way she blurted it out. It's like you make him against him or something like that.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because it was like she was trying to get back at him or something for the stuff that he has done in the past. But I don't know. I feel like the bigger conversation was the things that parents, like how parents react to their little boys doing things that aren't supposed to be fitting for boys. And like their reactions to their sons doing things like playing with dolls and getting kitchen sets and wearing certain costumes and colors, or even going further like wearing heels and playing with their sisters and mama's clothes and stuff like that. Like with the guy Jonathan wasn't even that animated or that hurt during that conversation, but he was the one that actually went through that, what do they call it, electrotherapy, and the exorcisms that they try to do to like exorcise the gay out of their kids. So my question is, outside of the Love and Hip Hop reunion situation, what do you guys feel about parents trying to do these things to keep their kids from being homosexual?
Anybody want to answer that?
Honestly, I just think it's pure ignorance because we live in a society in which that kind of behavior isn't really like. I don't not saying that it's that people like aren't educated on it, but it's very polarized. It has a certain type of like view when you look at it. Like a lot of people still to this day think that like it's wrong for a little boy to be doing that type of thing. And I don't think it's a case of right or wrong. I just think every child is different. Some boys are going to be more feminine than others. Some girls are going to be more masculine than others. You know what I'm saying? Like it exists in a spectrum, but I think that right now people like even if people are educated about it, I don't think there's a lot of people that are willing to accept that type of thing for their children. And that just goes to show them that's on them and not the children themselves. Because, and I always bring this up because it always applies to every situation that I look at these things in. I'm going to bring it up. Mr. Miyagi, no such thing as bad student, only bad teacher.
Hmm.
I believe it. I agree with Father, but I also want to add. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to explain LGBT history to kids because from what they've been taught, especially in most Christian religions, it's just like it's a sin. Is very everything about it is gay. And then another reason and I think from a man's standpoint, when people think about gay men, they think of the feminine. It's like they don't look. I don't think they ever look at Cass. They would look at when you think of a gay man, you think of Bobby Lights, and I think a lot of men don't want. It's sadly a lot of men don't want their kids to be like Bobby Light or to emulate Bobby Lights. They want. I do feel like a lot of dudes want their kids to be like the macho man or like the lady getter or like this player, this type of player, and all that stuff. So I don't think a lot of them really know how to explain some stuff you see like that. Even like they're trying to put it in cartoons now, and a lot of people are just not accepting it because they feel like kids shouldn't be delegated to that. But I've always said they're going to see it in the streets. They're going to ask you, and what are you going to do when they see it in the streets? They ask you, are you going to just brush it to the side, or are you just going to give them an answer? So I
Yeah,
think
that's that conservative shit. Like that's that because there's a lot of pockets in America that is still very conservative, which means it's very like strictly family. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I'm saying this is because I come from a country that's literally that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're conservative as hell when it comes to like our family traditions and values and things like that. So when it comes to LGBT stuff, that stuff is like a no-no. Just because of how like we have framed the narrative and how our culture is. It's the very same thing that you see in a lot of areas in America. So I don't think it's going to be 100% there when you're talking about acceptance of LGBTQ. There's always going to be someone that's against it just because of that particular type of worldview. Not only that, but it's an ancient worldview. Like entire religions have said homosexuality bad, but at the same time though, like there's going to be people that are either going to be with something or against it. And when it's that black and white, you really can't get mad at the people who oppose it because they're letting you know that they oppose it. It may be short-sighted, it may be ignorant, it may be wrong as hell, but at least you know where that particular person stands. So why is there so much effort in finding out why these people don't particularly like a certain thing instead of focusing that energy, like you said, Ray, mess with the people that mess with you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like it's productive for people to sit around and start asking questions why when it's deliberately right there in front of you. Right. Me personally.
The way that I feel about this topic, and I'm a mother myself, a mother of 4, I think that the way that some people handle it is very disrespectful. We live in a society right now that a lot of things are being pushed on kids, like pronouns and other foolishness, in my opinion, that parents now that have phobias are going to be very high strung and very, they're not trying to hear the aspect of why they feel that. They're not even trying to figure out why they feel that way about their son or daughter when they do a particular thing gender oriented by society. So we have to take heed to why a particular parent feels a certain way. And, I personally, if I had an opinion about another parent doing something where the child is my child's friend, another child is my child's friend, and I would pull the parent to the side and I'm like, okay, I need to know why. But I still do need to be respectful because of the way society creates certain stuff like little nods. Should I say more? I mean, that's the last thing you want your child to watch if you don't participate in that community. And then if you don't want your child participating into that community until they're adults make their own decision, you are blasphemed, you are put on the cross, and that's not right. You don't know what's going on in my head if I was to portray that kind of thing for my kids. So I just think it's a respect factor that's out here, and that's my opinion on the matter.
For me, I'm a live and let live person. I really don't care about sexual identity and if you're gay or not. But when it comes to children, I tend to I'm a time and place type of person. So if we're dealing with a child, like anything else, I'll keep it. If I have a boy, I'll keep things male orientated. If I have a girl, I'll keep things girl orientated when it comes to like purchasing toys and what they play with, things of that nature, what they watch. But if they so choose and they have questions, if things come up in real life, I'll adjust accordingly. If they have questions about, oh, I heard this thing in school about what does gay mean and things like that, then I'll explain it and then be like, okay, but when you become older, you'll have a better understanding. But I'll tell you what I can right now, but this is how it is. You're a girl, this is how it goes. You're a boy, this is how it goes. And as they get older, as they develop, however they seem to go, then I'll adjust accordingly. Like, okay, if the boy sees, if he's going this way with it, if he wants to go with the female route, then okay, I'll adjust to that. But I'm not gonna like force feed it and make it seem okay, because I don't want to cause any confusion. Because they're gonna see me myself, I'm a straight man, so that's what they'll see. That's what they're gonna get. So I'm gonna make it, because this part is normal. So if they want to go to that other route, like I said, I'll adjust accordingly. Because really and truly, they don't lose any love from me, whichever way they choose. But I'm not gonna allow confusion onto it.
Wait, I have a
Xavier.
question.
Yeah,
what was
up?
the topic?
It was about you seen the whole thing between Amina and Peter Guns and the whole ladybug thing?
Oh, the ladybug. Okay.
Xavier, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Anyone out of Material Life of Xavier, we was just talking about the whole ladybug thing, and I would like your thoughts on it. If either one of you.
I honestly, I don't even know what that is about.
I saw the little clip.
I didn't see it yet.
So I guess they were the stylist was doing a pride, explaining exactly like his story of exactly how he came out and not having like love for his family. Then Amina just jumps out of nowhere talking about Peter. I guess his son wanted to be a ladybug, and he told his son that he can't wear the ladybug outfit because it's for girls. And his son was like, "Oh, okay." But Mina, she tried to make it seem like like he was like like a gay phobia or something,
homophobic.
Yeah. And he was like, it was not even like that because, Peter is like in the society now. You cannot like, speak negative or ill. So he don't want that to ruin his job,